Hey yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy S. V. Hee ha. Need not to worry. I'm back here with another John. Hey yo, we gonna talk a little ESBC, man, and what it means that they're able to grab 200 plus fighters versus EA just not trying. To me, what it shows, what ESBC is doing, and also EA extended 10 years with the UFC. So they're extending their contract with the UFC to continue to make UFC games in the future. So it looks like EA is fully dedicated to the UFC series, the UFC brand. And you know what I'm saying? They're going to be coming out with more UFC games. So I feel like esports grabbing 200 plus fighters really shows that even though, yes, it's hard to get these fighters. But if you want them bad enough and you really want to make a game, esports proved that, look, you could do it. There is a way to get these fighters on a platform, on a gaming console platform. You're able to do it if you really wanted to. And EA is the type of company that has the resources to do it, to make a game. Look how easily they snatched up Tyson Fury and AJ for their UFC game. They did that fairly without an issue. So you don't think they could have went out and got a Canelo Alvarez and got the Charlo brothers and got the Tank? I'm talking about the stars of the sport. Because EA they have more cachet in the business. They have more, you know what I'm saying? They have more name backing them. You know what I'm saying? They got a bigger resume. They have a way broader resume than what esports has. So it's truly looking like esports and ESBC Steel City is our future for boxing games. Because EA just picked up a 10-year contract with the UFC, which saying that, listen, man, they pretty much like, look, y'all can have boxing. They don't believe in boxing enough to feel like they're going to profit off of it. I don't think EA even cares what esports is doing. Because EA is over there, they got their own shit going on over there. They ain't worrying. The most I see EA Sports doing is trying to steal some of the developers from over there at esports. That's what I can see EA doing. Trying to steal some of these guys, throw some money at them and say, look, we're going to give y'all a position over here to make our UFC games more better for our fans. That's all I see UFC EA Sports doing. Trying to undercut the competition. You know? So them, and you know how EA Sports get their when they do their extensions, they get exclusive rights. Can't nobody else make a game. Can't nobody sniff at another fighter that EA's touching. So even if Steel City wanted to decided to make a MMA game, a UFC game, they would have to go the route that they did with this one, with their boxing game. They would have to go a route, because I would love to see guys at esports make a UFC game. I think that would draw me into MMA, into the mixed martial arts scene as a hardcore fan of the genre. Is if a dedicated team decided to make a game that actually catered to simulation of the sport, because that's what it's all about with UFC. UFC gets a lot of complaints. It gets a lot of people, a lot of their fans talk about their game, but what I'm noticing is that people are still playing this game. They still play this UFC game. So why should EA Sports have to do anything to improve it if their fans is just gonna keep buying it and keep playing it? They don't have to get better. They don't have to get more simulation. They don't have to care about what their fans really want, because the fans gonna continue to get the game because they're UFC fans, they're fans of the sport, and they're fans of certain fighters, and they have the fighters in the game, and they want to be able to use their favorite fighter in a video game. And EA, by locking up the licensing, is the only ones allowed to do it. So that's a lot of fans' only option. So you ain't got no competition. Hey, you gonna go over there. This is how I stopped playing the Madden series. I got so frustrated with Madden that I had to, you know what? I had to just stop giving in and just stop supporting their game, because I wasn't getting the full simulation of football that I was enjoying, that I want. You know what I'm saying? Especially after playing the 2K series in football in the NFL that they had. Because when I remember how much fun I was having with the NFL 2K5. That game was absolutely great. Presentation, the top 10 plays of the week. They had Boomer. They had the ESPN. It was just a masterpiece of a game. And every time I had both games, because I think they sold the game for like $20. They sold the game for like $20. Because they had to do something, because Madden had such a stronghold. And after that, that's when EA Sports locked up the license, and it was like, hold on, wait, these guys they doing too much. And what esports is doing is, it really exposed the laziness in EA Sports when it comes to their boxing games and obtaining fighters. And the excuse was always how hard it is to get these fighters in the game, because you have to talk to them individually, what have you. Right? It was so much that they was like, it's just too hard. These guys are asking for too much. Or is EA asking for too much? Or are the boxers asking for too much? Or are EA asking for too much from the fighters? Because EA is just used to getting everything. They're used to getting their college guys, getting to be able to use the likeness of superstar college players and just make a game and just benefit off of it. Just talk with NCAA and use the likeness of these young superstar kids that's going to the NBA next level, and just making billions and millions of dollars off of it. They done got so comfortable with that there, where they feel like, no, we own it. Even these young kids, they feel like they own these kids' rights, and they own these kids' likeness. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just such an unfair deal. You know? So I feel like this just buries the hatchet for EA coming out with a boxing game. Because remember, the team that's doing UFC was the team that was doing the Fight Night series. And if they're locking up a 10-year contract with the UFC, where's the time going to be for a boxing game at? Where is a boxing game going to fit in between making the UFC games? Not saying that it can't happen or they can't set up some type of schedule to where they do both. But I just think that the dedication to a boxing game, EA just doesn't have any interest in the sport of boxing. They just don't have any interest. And hey, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's their business. It's their prerogative. You know what I'm saying? If they feel like boxing is not going to bring in the money that they're looking for, then hey, that's their prerogative. That's their right as a gaming company to not want to fuck with boxing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to continue to keep bashing EA because they're lazy and they just you can't even call them lazy. They just don't want to do it. And we're just begging for them to do it. And we've been begging them to do it. And they just haven't been responding. So we have to, you know what I'm saying? We have to just go with esports. These guys look dedicated. They look hungry. They look like they want to come out with a game that the fans are going to love. They want a game that's going to represent the sport of boxing, the sport that we love. I love boxing. I love boxing. Yeah, I may sound like a Wilder fanboy and all of that, but I love all of these guys. That's the real story. I love Tyson Fury. I love AJ. I love Wilder. I love Ruiz, Canelo, the Charlos. We talk about all of these guys. We have our opinions on them. We don't like certain things that they do, but overall, we gonna follow these guys. These are the guys that's in the sport that we love, that's risking their lives, that's outside getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of the other hoopla and that shit's just fun entertainment, talk shit. That's all that's about when it comes from me. I just be talking shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I just try to put in a little bit of boxing knowledge in there at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I still want maybe somebody that don't understand the sport. I still want them to understand somewhat of how the sport of boxing is. This is a greasy sport that we love. This is a rated R sport that we love. This shit is boxing. It's not for play. All right? Inside the ring and outside the ring. Business, the whole thing is something else. All right? So shout out to all my boxing heads, man. Shout out to all my boxing heads. Shout outs to esports. Shout out to EA Sports for giving us years and years of fun with the boxing genre. But RIP to y'all. A new genre is here, a new team is here, a new developer is here, and it looks like they're coming to take over. They're coming to take over the sport of boxing and gaming for us. You know what I'm saying? Something that we could get our hands on and enjoy and go back and forth and interact. So that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. So yeah, 200 plus fighters and counting. Esports, I think that is an amazing feat. That is amazing to grab 200 plus licensed real boxers, real fighters, That's a hell of a job. That is a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? So big shout outs to y'all. Big shout outs to y'all. Yo, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at s.80sway. Holla at me, man. Next John.